So it's been a few days since I said, hey, who would be interested in a 3 horsepower 10 CFM version HTMR gun? And a lot of you have given feedback saying, yes, I'm interested. And no one really said, oh, I need more or I need less. So right around, let's say 10 CFM was the goal. Okay, so what I have here is a prototype version that I just kind of cobbled together here, and we're going to demo it. And then I'll get feedback from you guys once again, and if everyone's cool with it, I'll place an order for parts, and we are 2 to 3 months away from having them available to ship. Okay, so let me just kind of go over this guy. Okay, so I try to size the jet and the nozzle to be the same. So for instance, like I got the 5 horse gun, which has the 5 horse jet and the 5 horse nozzle, right? And then you can put the 7.5 nozzle in there as well for polishing or getting into a hybrid gun where you can boost the pressure and get into higher CFM to get an in-between size. But anyway, I tried a 3 horse jet, 3 horse nozzle, and it didn't work. Okay, the reason being is this nozzle creates too much back pressure. I mean, this hole size is very tiny and it'll flow slurry, but as soon as you start cranking up the pressure, it starts spitting, pulsating, and that's an indicator that there's too much back pressure and you need to go with a larger nozzle. Okay, so what I came up with here is a 3 horsepower jet and a 5 horsepower nozzle. Okay, so this gun is like configured like my other guns for polishing mode. But all you have to do, if you need more cutting action, all you do is you jack up the pressure. Okay, and that's true with my other guns. So what I'm going to demo is this here, and it works pretty damn good. It actually works really good. It consumes a little less air. It doesn't work as good as the 5 horse gun, obviously, because you don't have the CFM behind it. Okay, but it works great. And if you need more cutting, you just crank up the pressure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jot down some CFMs at different pressures for this gun so you can get an idea of what it consumes, and then I will demo it at like 40, 60, and like 80 or 90 PSI or whatever, so that way you can see the level of cut. Okay, so let me just jot this down really quick. Okay, so here's the consumption, and this is true with any gun. When you increase pressure, you increase CFM consumption. Okay, so I normally say, hey, all gun, I rate all my guns at 60 PSI. That's the general blasting pressure. Well, it does 9.9 CFM at 60 PSI. At 40 PSI for polishing, you increase your distance, decrease your pressure for getting that bright polished look, 7 CFM. If you need more cut, 70 PSI, 11 CFM, 80 PSI, 12.5 CFM, 90 PSI, 13.8 CFM. So this is like your cutting, your super cutting speed. You got to jack up the pressure, but it does pretty good at 60 PSI as well. But, I'm just going to call it a 10 CFM gun, okay? But keep in mind that this is probably the operating range of this gun. So what kind of compressor would this gun be good for? Well, you can have two horsepower 120 volt versions. So I'll put a picture up on the screen. If you run 2 of those in parallel, that will net you 12 CFM. Okay, that Harbor Freight version compressor or any other 2 horsepower belt driven 120 volt compressor will generate 6 CFM. If you get 2 of those, now you're going to need 2 dedicated circuits because they probably each draw 15 amps. So you're going to need 2 circuits, and then 2 of them running at the same time will net you 12 CFM. Okay, and that would be perfect for this gun. Another compressor is the 60-gallon compressors that are like a 3.2 or 3 horsepower running horsepower. You see these at Home Depot and stuff. So those usually generate 10, 11 CFM. That compressor would be perfect for this gun. And it's okay to consume more CFM than your compressor. It's just that at some point you're going to have to take a break. Okay. So that's that. That's the gun. Let's demo it. And I think it works great. I think you guys will be happy with it. And so let's just demo it. Okay, here's some parts I have laying around that we're going to blast. Here's a caliper off a dirt bike, and I believe these are painted gray. So this part isn't too bad, but we'll see if we can remove some of this paint. Just clean it up, and then here I got a part that is rusty. This part here on this side, you can see I've done a little testing, so what I'll try to do is blast this area right here to see how well it works, all right? All right, here are the parts. I always like to tape off and do a before and after. This part isn't bad at all. It cleaned up extremely fast. And then here's the rust. It blasts the rust off, no problem. So the gun works good. It's super smooth. It flows nice, and you know it does the job at a lower CFM. So hopefully you guys with smaller compressors, you know, can still make good work of this process. All right, guys. So that was the demo. If you are interested in this gun, I'll have a link in the upper right and in the video description. It's a wait list. I'm going to do a short run of these, so the people on the wait list will get first crack at inventory. So if you really want one, get on that wait list, because last time I did this, the batch sold out before I listed it on my site. So if you want one, get on the wait list. And also there's a question in there, how much CFM do you want to consume? If any of this changes, just jot in there what you want. But I think the general consensus is about this size and this CFM, and it works well. So we'll go with this for now unless I hear otherwise. So just let me know in the comments below.